For problem 2, we want to find the probability that we would find a sample proportion above 38% obese. Before we can do that, we need to make sure that we've got a normally distributed sampling distribution so that we can use our z-table applet to find this probability. So when we write out our sampling distribution description, we first write out the name of the statistic, which was p hat, and we need to determine if it is going to be normally distributed. The sample that we took was random, and when we take n times p and n times q, we get more than 10 for both of those values. So this is going to be normally distributed. The center of our sampling distribution will be 0.36 because our population parameter is 0.36, and our standard deviation that we found from the previous problem is 0.0679. Now if we want to determine the probability that p hat is greater than 38% or 0.38, remember we always have to use decimals with our calculations, we can first find the z value that corresponds to this. So we can find z equal to p hat minus p divided by the square root of p times q over n. Now we already know p is the first value in our sampling distribution, so the p that we're going to use here will be 0.36, and we also know that our standard deviation is this value 0.0679. It should be the same value that we divide by here. So plugging in those values, we end up getting 0.38 minus 0.36 divided by 0.0679. This ends up giving us a value of 0.2945. Now what that means is that an equivalent statement to trying to find the probability that p hat is greater than 0.38 would be the probability that z is greater than 0.2945. So if we go to our z-table applet with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1, we can plug in the value of z that we just calculated. And we can see that the probability of this occurring will be 0.3842. So the probability that we will get a sample proportion that is 38% or above will be 0.3842.